everybody? Welcome to Capital Combat. Name says it all. I'm Hakeem Branch, and today we're going to recap last night's battle for lightweight supremacy that happened in Australia between George Kambosos and Devin Haney. Now, if you have not done so yet, go back and watch our preview video where I broke down what we expected to see in the fight, who we thought would win, and use that because that's going to contrast with now that we see what actually happened. We'll talk about that in comparison to our preview video, what we thought would happen. So make sure you like this video, subscribe, and let's get into the action. So we had Devin Haney traveling from the United States down to Australia to challenge George Kambosos for pretty much all of the lightweight marbles. The winner of this match was going to be the undisputed champion. Devin Haney had the WBC belt, and George Kambosos had the other major alphabet titles, as we like to call them. So it was a unification, all the belts on the line, and the stakes don't get any bigger than that. So when we talked about it in the preview video, you kind of heard my hesitancy in who I wanted to pick. I pretty much laid out the skills of both guys. Thought that Devin was the superior boxer that sometimes can get hit later on in fights. And I thought that that would be the opening for Kambosos to kind of get into the fight. What we got was not the case on Kambosos' part. He was not in this fight at any point, unfortunately. He had a good second round. He landed a really good right hand. He caught Devin coming in. But outside of that, it was a jab clinic from Devin Haney. The directions, the angles, the speeds of which he threw his jab, the variations on it were marvelous. He threw it, with his glove like to the as vertical. He threw it in the normal way. He threw it from the home position. He threw it from the hip. He threw it down to the body as a stab. The only thing maybe missing was like a multiple barrage of jabs, and also offense off of those jabs. As great a performance as it was, I think most people could say that he probably left a lot of punches on the table. Like, he did follow up with a few right hands every now and then, and they landed really nice. He had some good check hooks catching Kambosos coming in every now and then, but they were also very few and far between. But when your jab is working that well, what can you say about that? Like, I mean, he almost couldn't miss with the jab. Kambosos was right there. He was biting on the feints. He pretty much had him right where he wanted him to. Devin was able to completely neutralize the overhand right of Kambosos, and it really left him with nothing else. He consistently ducked under that left hook anytime he tried to throw it. He did get caught a couple times. I think I can't remember which round. Maybe like the fourth or fifth round, he caught him with a nice one against the ropes. But really, outside of like 2 or 3 punches, there was really nothing landed of consequence from Kambosos, and that's all credit to the boxing skill of Devin Haney. This was a coming out party for a elite boxing lesson, similar to what Shakur Stevenson did to gosh, I can't think of my man's name right now, but Shakur Stevenson's last opponent, where he put on a boxing clinic in that fight also. The judges gave 4 rounds to Kambosos, and I've been looking for the actual scorecards so I can see which 4 those were. I really couldn't see more than maybe 2 rounds to give to him. But I probably will watch the fight a couple more times, but I've watched it twice, and I don't really see more than 2 rounds that I could give him. I think mostly everybody gave him the second round, but outside of that, I'm really not sure which rounds that the judges gave to him as far as saying that he won those rounds, because the two of the judges gave Devin Haney to win 8-4, and the third judge gave him 10-2, which to me is probably the more reasonable card. But like I said, they have different angles than me, so they may have seen some things that I didn't see. But the person who rightfully was supposed to win the fight won the fight, and that was Haney. So right now, we have a automatic rematch clause that Kambosos can exercise to get another shot. However, I think I speak for most people when I say that's probably not a good idea. Kambosos looked completely lost in there. His corner had no clue what to do. He didn't know what to do. And that happens sometimes, man. Sometimes you get those fighters in front of you that, you think you have the answers, and then you get in there, you like, wow, I don't have the answers. So you take your hat off to Devin Haney and the excellent game plan that he had to pretty much completely dismantle and handcuff Kambosos so he could not get his offense off during that fight. So, I read, some things online. Mostly everybody's like, hey, there's no need to do this fight again. I think with a couple of adjustments, Haney could look better. And also with a couple of adjustments, Kambosos could probably get a little bit more success. And one of those things is he's got to take away that jab. But with Devin having the longer reach, with Devin being faster, he looked like the bigger man in there. It's going to be a very tall task for Kambosos to make a rematch competitive, let alone have a chance to win it. So let me know what you all think. Hit me up in the comment section below. Like I said, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Hit us up on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all Capital Combat, and let us know what you think of the video. I mean, not the video, the fight. How'd you see it? What did you like? What did you dislike? Because I can see that this being a not fan-friendly fight also. People like to see action. People like to see people get hurt, go down, things like that. And neither guy was ever in any type of trouble to that point. So basically it became, towards like the 9th through 11th rounds, a very glorified sparring session. And that's all I got, man. That jab was a thing of beauty, and we should appreciate that. But let's see what happens if Kambosos decides to exercise that rematch clause, and if he can make those adjustments in the second fight to make it more competitive. So we also have the Naya Inoue and Nonito Donaire rematch coming up in the next couple days. So we're going to try and get a video out for that as well. So stay tuned, and we'll see you all in the next video. Till then, fight on.
This is round one, and you've already lost. They don't seem to see that everything we've done is coming and cost. My fists are on fire. I perform till I perspire. My demons are in a rage. Keep thinking that it's a game. I kick rhyme, hurricane. I told them I don't play. I'm liquid.
The Black Street Fighter.